Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Going to today's MLB main slate for today on DraftKings. We have a monster slate today, 15 games, so it's every team playing today. So ownership should be spread around, unlike yesterday. Yesterday we had a major chalk. Nola was 90%. I know Mookie Betts was 80%, JD 75%. So it was just chalk city last night. So we should have the ownership spread around tonight, which is good. And anyway, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Also, Talladega is coming up Sunday. That's one of my favorite races of the year. So if you're new to the channel from baseball, I do a lot of NASCAR videos. We didn't have NASCAR last week because of Easter, but I absolutely love NASCAR, and I do a NASCAR cheat sheet every week and break down the race and the strategies for that. So that should be out tomorrow night after all that, or tonight. We'll have to see. I know qualifying's either today or tonight. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, yeah, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. I don't remember if I said that already. And if you want access to my cheat sheet, just drop your email below and I can send you the link to it, and then you'll always have it. Anyway, let's get into the slate. So pitcher today, SP1 is going to be Max Scherzer, 10,400. It's really not even close for me who the SP1 is. So just imagine at the beginning of the year I told you you could get Max Scherzer versus San Diego, right-handed heavy lineup who strikes out a lot versus righties, for 10,400. That's just, the price is crazy to me. I know he got beat up by Miami last week, but that's fine with me. He's Max Scherzer. In my opinion, he's the best pitcher in the league, one of them. And San Diego is a 26% K rate, and Max is a 34% K rate, so it just makes a lot of sense today. I know it's this, like the smallest Vegas over under 7. And there is going to be rain in this game, but I think it's going to clear in about an hour or two after the game starts, so I could see maybe a delay happening, but other than that, I think it's going to be fine. And then James Paxton at 9,600. I really want to spend up a pitcher today. I don't know if it's possible to get these two guys in, but I really like these two guys' spots. He's been on fire, and he's striking out people at a 32% clip. And I love lefties versus the Giants. That's what we did at the beginning of the year. And he's gonna be in a good pitcher's park in San Francisco. So it just makes a lot of sense to me. I think Paxton should be able to dominate in this game. And then if you need a cheap pitcher, I don't mind Daniel Norris at 6,900. I don't mind taking lefties versus the White Sox. It worked with Means the other day. I have to think Norris is a little bit better than Means. And they strike out about 25% of the time to lefties, and Norris was solid in his first start. So I don't mind if you want to go there. If you could possibly pay up for the two high-priced guys, I would try to do that, but I don't know how it's going to work for lineup construction. And I do like other pitchers. These are just the top 3 I have, like, value-wise. So if you have any questions about other pitchers, just ask away, because I like more than 3 pitchers. I mean, there's 30 teams on the slate tonight. So don't just restrict yourself to these 3, but I do have Max Scherzer as my clear number 1. And then at catcher, we have Omar Narvaez, 4,500. The days of him being cheap are over. We used to play him a lot when he was really cheap, but now he's really getting up there. But he's in a great spot versus a bad righty and Shelby Miller. So as you'll see, we're going to like a lot of Mariners tonight. Then Yan Gomes, 3,300. I always like him versus lefties, and we get one here versus Strom. And then Jonathan Lucroy, 3,300. He's been hitting the ball well recently, and he's still cheap, and he gets the nice righty versus lefty matchup. Then at first base, we have Daniel Vogelbach, 4,900. It's a match made in heaven here. Miller gets crushed by lefties, allowing a 259 ISO, and Vogelbach has a 311 ISO versus righties, so I think there's a really good chance at a home run there. Then Edwin Encarnacion, 4,400. So he's got hits righties better than lefties, and he has a 232 ISO versus righties, and Miller gets crushed by both sides of the plate, allowing a 237 ISO to right-handed bats. So I'd like him too, and you get some savings off of Vogelbach, whatever. And then Neil Walker, 3,500. If you need a cheap play, I like him. Eichhoff has been bad versus lefties so far. It's a smaller sample size, but 286 ISO given up to them. And Walker doesn't have a ton of power, but he's a fine salary saver. And they're not in Miami, so they get a park boost. Then second base with Merrifield, 4,900. One of my favorite players. Just always seems to get on base, and he can do just about everything. Power, speed, And I always love him versus lefties, where he's got power and elite numbers. You got over 200 ISO versus lefties, and he has some nice stolen base upside versus Skaggs tonight. Then Eric Sogard, 3,800. I played him in this exact matchup versus Fires last week, or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember. But it worked out really well, and he's cheap and leading off in a friendly hitting environment in Toronto. And Cesar Hernandez, 4,000. He's projected to lead off versus Urena, who we can attack with the lefties. So I like Cesar tonight. And then third base, Matt Carpenter, one of my favorite plays of the night, 4,100. Desclafani is a guy we can attack with lefties, and he's allowing a 290 ISO to lefties, which is really bad for Desclafani. It's good for Carpenter. And plenty of hard contact. And Carp has a 265 ISO versus righties, and he has 3 home runs in his career versus Desclafani. I think he's 9 for 21 in his career, so he's got really good numbers versus him. And then Nolan Arenado, 4,800. I know he's not in cores, but that's why he's at a discount here. He crushes lefties with a 370 ISO. And Atlanta's not the worst hitter's park, so don't mind him. Then had to put Vlad Guerrero here, 4,300. Had to put him in here for his first game. Fires gives up more power to righties, and I wouldn't be surprised here if he takes him deep to start off his career. And then shortstop Eric Sogard, we already went over. Jonathan Villar, he's also second base eligible. He's 4,800. I don't like his price, but he's a fine option versus lefty Perez, and he's got good numbers versus him over his career. And he's got slightly more power versus lefties, so I think he's fine. Then Trevor Story, the same reasons we like Arenado, they both crush lefties. And then if we go to the high-priced outfield, I really like Mitch Haniger, 5,400. I just like Edwin, he hits righties better than he hits lefties, and the Mariners are in a great spot tonight. I already went over that. Then Bryce Harper, 5,000. As I said with Caesar, I like the lefties versus Arena, and Harper can crush righties. I believe he has a 260 ISO versus them. And then Eddie Rosario, 5,300. The first twin we're going to talk about, but I really like the Twins tonight. Cobb is not very good at all, and I love the Twins versus him. Rosario crushes righties with the 238 ISO, and he should be batting cleanup. And he's just a really good hitter. He's one of my favorite. And then mid-range outfield, Nelson Cruz, 4,700. So as I said, I love the Twins tonight. I think they have the highest implied total as well. I think it's like 5.7 last time I looked. And Cruz has great numbers versus righties, and Cobb allows a 266 ISO versus them. So Cobb's actually been worse versus righties. So we really like Cruz tonight. The Max Kepler, 4,200, another twin, and he should be leading off, so I like him. Then Domingo Santana, 4,800, just another Mariners guy. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Then in the value outfield, this guy's going to be really popular. Stevie Wilkerson, 2,200. He's min-price and gets the face-off versus a lefty, and he homered his chalk 2 nights ago. And so we'll see if he does it again. I mean, I don't think he will, but 2,200, all he needs is a hit and a run. Then Curtis Granderson, 3,500. Same reasons I like Neil Walker. And then Albert Almora, I know he sucks, but 3,100 and leading off versus a lefty, so I like that. And for the core plays right now, I have Scherzer, Carpenter, Sogard, and Wilkerson. And the impactful weather, I have the Nats and Padres. I think that's going to be clearing out, though. But these next 3 are kind of concerning because it's supposed to rain for a while. So Marlins, Phillies, Mets, Brewers, and Red Sox, and the Rays. And I just realized I forgot to do top stacks. So I guess off the top of my head, it would be the Twins and the Mariners as of right now. I'll update that throughout the day. So if you want the link to the cheat sheet, I'll update that. But for right now, I guess it'd be Twins, Mariners. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for the video. If you could remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. You can follow me on Twitter at cpen_16. Hit me up on there. And just be ready for the NASCAR videos this weekend. And good luck today.